I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Sarah, will you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Erling,
here.
Commissioner Whedon,
Here.
Commissioner Walsh,
Here.
Commissioner Wilczek,
Here.
Mayor Hart.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. We are now going to open for public comment. Anybody who would like to make a comment, please come down the center aisle, use the microphone here, and state what you want to say.
Can I just go this way? No, go ahead.
I'm Danita Morgan. I'm here on behalf of the Braidwood Area Healthy Community Coalition. The address there is 465 East Reed Street. I just want to announce we are doing a community garden prep day. This is going to be April 5th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. I have flyers over there on the table, and we also have informational cards. I would like if you could put it on the city little ticker sign out there.
Sure.
That'd be great. Thank you very much. That's it.
Thanks, Danita.
Liz Dixon, 195 North Lincoln Street. I have a question about the truck, the $120,000 truck that we're going to purchase, waiving bids. I sat here at the last city council meeting, I was sitting right there and talking about the truck, and Tony says, well, I'll get the bids to you during the week. Was it bid out or was it not bid out? That's my question. Because if it was bid out, the way it's been handled isn't right. And if it's not bid out, $120,000 is a lot of money not to bid out. And I know the answer is going to be that they're short and we can't get them and we have to get it now before we can't get it. But I wonder, he said it, I heard it. You can go back on the tape. He said, I'll get the bids to you.
Thank you. I will close public comment at this time. We have minutes before us. If you've read them, I will need a motion to approve minutes or correct them for the last meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for the last meeting.
I'll second.
Commissioner Erling,
Yes.
Commissioner Whedon,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilczek,
Yes.
Mayor Hart.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay. I do not have anything at this time. Tony.
Yes,
Our
Mayor,
administrator.
I have a couple things. There's a solar program out there, a lady named Diane Elkin, that we dealt with her years back. The government's got new accounts or new rebates that are out there I found the other day. It's a program that some of the bigger solar companies and all these solar panels that are on houses and stuff, a lot of these federal grants are being sent out to them. And in turn for what they're getting, they have to basically rebate approximately 10% to schools, municipalities, whatever. So there's a program we could jump on to where we can get 10% back on all of our electric bills for the life of that program. So it may only be 2 years, but we can get signed up with them and, approximately save between 40 and 60 grand a year just for signing up with them. And what that really does is benefit the other solar installers. So as long as they're putting money back, they can keep getting more and more money. So
Would, excuse me, would
yes.
the city sign up for these,
The city
Tony?
would sign up. I'm getting the information now. I should have it by, I thought it would be today, but she didn't get it to me today. But yeah, it's just a basic across the board, any electric we use, we get a 10% rebate on.
Okay, so you'll get back to us with that,
Yep.
with that information. Thank you.
Yep.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And no, you're good. And also, every 3 years or so, we do another contract with an electric company. I'm not sure how that we can buy electric from an outside ComEd subcontractor cheaper than we can buy it from them. We've been using Dynegy for the last 6 years, I believe it is. It's coming up right now again. The electric is still holding just about the exact same as it was the last 3 years. We keep our price locked in, but this year they also have a rebate program too. They call it the greenbacks. And we're expected to be able to get between $7,000 and $9,000 back on that, to use towards any kind of repairs work we wanna do in the city hall or wherever. So all the work we did on the back, battery backups and straightening out the whole messed up phone systems and all that, we should be able to get that rebated back to us. So I have that stuff, but I didn't get it in time for me to get it to you guys tonight, so that would be on the next agenda, or I believe we have to get approval on it. I'll talk to the attorney, but because it's just reading from our electric plan, so, that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Sarah?
Yeah, so I do have a couple things. So the Braidwood American Legion is requesting approval to conduct their 2025 Happy Days fundraiser for Friday, May 9th and Saturday, May 10th at the intersections of Division and Main, Division and Kennedy, Main Street, Route 129, Main Street, and 53. The donations support veteran services in our area, including the Mantino Veteran Home, Homes for Vets organization, and the Fisher House at Hines VA Hospital. So at this time, I am requesting a motion to approve the American Legion Happy Days for May 9th and May 10th.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Commissioner Early,
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Wozak,
Yes.
Mayor Hart,
Yes,
motion carries.
Thank you.
you're welcome.
And the other thing I just want to say as an early reminder that as of April 1st, the yard waste will resume pickup. So they will no longer accept the garbage in the yard waste bins. If they find garbage in there, they will not pick them up. So the yard waste should be picked up weekly with the trash schedule. Excuse me. And if you have any missed garbage, recycle, or yard waste, there is a link on our website that notifies the garbage company for them to reschedule a pickup as well. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. And then early voting starts next week also, starting the 17th. Excuse me.
You okay?
I know. Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 4:30 for the next 2 weeks. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Engineer Sean, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, it is.
Was out of town and then kind of run around, got
Yeah.
sick and everything else. Just one update, Mayor and Council, we're finishing up the draft water study report. By the next couple of weeks, we should have something together and we'll sit down with staff, kind of go through it, make any changes, and then we'll bring it back to the council to talk. And then after that's kind of finalized, then we'll move on to the second phase, which is actually the IEP project plan, everything else, try to set some funds in place for that.
Thank you, Sean. Good to have you back.
Thank you very much.
Brian?
Nothing to report, Mayor.
Okay. We'll start with our commissioners, accounts and finances.
Thank you. First off, I'd like to make a motion to approve payment of our bills in the amount of $296,565.73, of which we paid our garbage bill at almost $51,000. We put money toward equipment at $10,000, PD cameras, I must have forgot to write down that amount, my apologies. Utility costs was $22,605, purchasing of salt, $28,488. The engineering cost was a little over $62,000, which included inspections and everything needed for the self-storage, water systems, dealers, and our streets. Westcom was $23,964, and the final payment for the 2023 audit was $8,500, and then we also put $41,000 into rebuilding a vac truck. So the dollar amount, do you need that again?
Yes.
$296,565.73.
I'll second that.
No, you go.
I'll second that motion.
Commissioner Early,
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilczek,
Yes.
Mayor Hart,
Yes.
motion carries.
Secondly, I'd like to make a motion to approve payroll in the amount of $96,230.74.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Early,
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilczek,
Yes.
Mayor Hart,
Yes.
motion carries.
And then thirdly, I'd like to make the announcement of the public hearing notice that was published as of today regarding the next council meeting, March 25th at 7 p.m. for the purpose of hearing testimony regarding the proposed annual budget for fiscal year 2026. That is all.
Thank you. Streets and improvements.
Yes, Mayor. First, I want to congratulate or just recognize one of our residents, Steve Zier. He was out over the weekend picking up garbage out of Deer Run, Partridge Run, and Wildwood over that way. And picked up quite a bit of garbage. I know it because I saw it on Facebook. But Steve's a wonderful guy, and he's about 6'5", 300 pounds, so wouldn't want to make him mad. But I guess he was bored. He went out on his ATV and picked up a bunch of garbage over the weekend. So I wanted to thank Steve for that. And we're also going to plan just a community pickup in April. We don't know when, but we'll pick a Saturday in April. So if anybody knows any high school students that need community service time, we've got, you can sign off on that. We figure at least 2 hours on a Saturday in April for that. And the other,
Not limited to just high school students.
no,
Okay, thank
but
you.
if you have high school students, I know the seniors are looking for community service time. So we can help them out with that. And we figure at least 2 hours. Pardon me? Oh.
Radio.
Okay.
And the next thing is going to be that, the motion, and I'll address that with Liz, what Liz brought up. A motion to approve ordinance 25-8, waiving competitive bidding to approve the purchase of a 2025 Ford F-650 from Holton Sons Incorporated for use by the City of Braidwood Water and Streets Department. And let me just explain that real quick. We were debating whether to get another large truck. We thought maybe we could just use the smaller vehicles. But after speaking to some of the guys, we thought we could fill up this huge truck. I don't know what year the old truck is, but it's been around for a while.
93 or 5, I believe, Dale. 95? Yeah.
Thank you. They can load that truck once and salt the whole city. So we decided to get that truck instead of the smaller vehicles going back and forth to the yard all the time and filling up. As far as the competitive bidding, one of the reasons is we want to buy local. Holton Sons is right over here in Gardner. That's one of the reasons there's another vehicle we're going to talk about also that is local. And and the need for it, the size of it. Was there another reason why we waived competitive bidding? When these vehicles are available, like you mentioned, they go. A lot of people shop online also. So
We put out for competitive bid for one person. How long did we wait, Scott? 3 months? Didn't get a bid back, then finally got half a bid back, and whatever. And what we try to do is when we're at the end of the fiscal budget, if we have the money in something to purchase something, instead of, like you said, instead of losing that money out of your budget, we want to go ahead and purchase something so that next year we start with a new budget so we can keep buying newer equipment. Cause our equipment's 3 years old, some of the trucks had 150,000 miles on them. They're constantly breaking down.
Right.
At least with the newer stuff, we give ourselves the longevity of 4 or 5 years of new equipment.
The other side of this 25 650 is, it's a plain Jane truck. It's got a steel bed on it. It's got the minimum, and there, we try to keep costs down, and we did compare online. We did some shopping, but again, it's local.
I can speak on behalf of
Thank you.
more entities than just Braidwood, because all of you are city of Braidwood representatives. I see this in, I don't wanna say every municipality, but most municipalities trying to buy vehicles, whether that's police or your public works types. And the main reason is, I don't even hear the outfitting, I hear the process. Between the time that the bid goes out, the bid is processed and submitted, to then having contract approvals, dealers aren't waiting that long. They're not gonna hold up some truck for the process to go through and then just sell. So that's the main reason I hear other municipalities struggle with competitive bidding. Whatever your reason was, you explained it. That's my take on it.
Okay.
I encourage all of my clients to do whatever they want within the law. This is permitted by law, but I'm telling you, that's the practical issue that I hear from most often on vehicle purchases.
So on the vehicle, we did get a price on, which he only bid the equipment out because we didn't tell him which exactly frame we wanted, was $74,000. With the one we had from Holt, just the vehicle was $68,000. So if we put them together, it's at $136,000 for that other one out of Kankakee to get us the truck. We're buying local, we're getting it for a rate at 120.
So you got a bid?
Yes, I have a bid for all the equipment, just we had to tell them what truck it is.
When was the bid open?
It was just hey, they called us, we told them what they want, and it's not a closed bid. If I call a company and say, hey, I'd like a truck, I would like a price on a 12-foot snowplow with a stainless steel box, a diesel motor, and whatever, they send me.
No, I
what they have.
understand that part. This should have been, what I'm saying is competitive bid. Because I heard you say it. You said, I'll get the bids to you next week.
Yep.
You're presuming a competitive bid.
I feel like it should be a competitive bid.
Your opinion.
That's my opinion.
But you're presuming that into his statement, and that's not what he meant. He meant that he was getting bids from folks and gonna provide it to them, not closed bids submitted a different way.
So, should I repeat it again? Just the motion to approve ordinance 25-8, waiving the competitive bidding and approving the purchase of the 2025 Ford F-650 from Holt & Sons, Inc. for use by the City of Braidwood Water and Streets Department.
I'll second that motion.
Commissioner Early,
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Wozak,
Yes.
Mayor Hart,
Yes.
motion carries.
That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay. Public buildings and property.
We're gonna have that conversation about a 2024 Chevy Colorado for Arnie Bauer. Quick update on the water tower. We finally did find a solution to get the water shut off and drained, and it should be almost drained within a day or two. We have fought this thing for a long time, and the guys have put their backs into it, and we believe we finally found a solution so that we can get it drained down. Found some valves that I talked about the last meeting. Now we got a good idea where everything is. Now it's documented, so as soon as that tower is empty, we'll get a crew in here to get up inside it and take care of it. Then going on to, I'd like to make a motion to approve an ordinance 25-9, waiving competitive bidding and approving the purchase of the 24 Chevy Colorado from Arnie Bauer Chevrolet GMC for the use of City of Braidwood Water Department. Again, we have vehicles, pickup trucks that we're replacing. They're just wearing out. They've been around for a long time. And so I'd like to make this motion to purchase the 24 Chevy Colorado.
I'll second that motion.
Commissioner Early,
Yes. Excuse me, any discussion from the council on this?
Do you know how old the truck is that it's replacing? Is that one of the?
We're, at this time, we're not gonna replace the vehicle. We're gonna try to get as many miles out of another Colorado that's still running, but it's on its last lap. So rather than waiting for this other truck to die, we're gonna get another truck to be ready to go. The Colorado that we have is old. We've had it serviced many times. They had informed us that there's a multitude of work. Again, it's not cost effective to sink money into a vehicle that's not worth it. So this isn't a replacement. It will be down the road.
We've actually just worked on that truck that we're looking to replace
Yeah.
2 times in the last month.
Yeah, it just keeps going back to the shop. So we're trying to be proactive.
And I'd like to make a comment that I really appreciate all the work the water department has gone through, and especially with all of these water issues, with the cold weather, seeing those icicles out there, seeing how hard they were working. We should appreciate our workers,
And
folks.
that was part of the problem with the tower. Part of it actually froze up. You know, so the guys were very, very good engineers. They got some heat going to melt the thing down. Does it happen often? I've never heard of it, but lucky for us, it happened to us. You know?
We figured it out. That's
The guys kept after it. Our administrator was there on the spot, on the site, every time we would try something different. He kept me informed over the phone, over texts, so thank you, Tony, for keeping me up to date while I was working my regular job. I did take breaks and come over and see the progress as they were working on them. The guys, you know, they had a huge challenge and they're overcoming it. They're finding solutions. So thank you, guys.
Thank you. So the motion has been seconded.
Commissioner Early,
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh.
Yes.
Commissioner Woolsey,
Yes.
Mayor Hart,
Yes.
motion carries.
And I have one other item. It's a letter I composed. I was appointed several years to go to this council. It was a vacant seat. Kind of didn't want to do it, but I was approached by Robert Jones, Doug Money, Tony Altieri. They wanted to fill an appointment for the city as a commissioner. This administration had a new idea for Braidwood, to get the city out of debt and find a balanced budget. Been pretty successful. All these people were independent company owners. They understand checks and balances like myself. Since then, I've had the honor of helping on this council. Only a few short years have passed. At this time, probably the first time in decades, everyone on the council does not have a personal agenda. All these years on the council represent our residents. I keep hearing personal attacks on our city leaders. Mostly our administrator, Tony Altieri. To me and this council, it is like an attack on us. The administrator works for the mayor and the council. So in my mind, these false accusations are directed to the entire administrations. Let me talk about things that I know are true. The many companies that have brought their business to Braidwood include Ultimate Rides, both GM and Ford OE dealerships, the Mastodon Service Center and its associated restaurants and convenience store, the Braidwood Truck Stop and its related developments, the possibility of a data center, and many other small companies. All these companies bring tax revenue to our city, which helps lower the tax burden on the people living here. Most of these companies will develop on the edge of town, all due to negotiating and planning skills of our administrator. Our administrator has the best interests of the city in mind and does not make decisions without the council's approval. All these developments are going to bring $1 million to $1.5 million in revenue to the city once they're developed. That wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for our administrator working with these companies as they came and approached the city to open their companies and their business. I also think it's worth highlighting that we covered this in the town hall, but I'm going to bring it up again. It's worth highlighting the status of the city's general fund since 2019. This is all the money. Like the guy explained, there's several accounts. Back in May of 19, even though we were in debt, it showed $0. Same thing in 20. May of 21, zero balance. May of 22, we were at $1.824 million. 05 of 23, we were up to $2.89 million, almost 2.9 million. 05 of 24, we were at $4 million in the funds. And as of February 25, 8.6 million are in the funds. We want to be responsible for this money, for infrastructure, for decades old problems, for the same situation and issue we had behind here with the water tower. So we're trying to be sensible and budget the money accordingly, looking to the forward of our community in the best route possible. So I want to thank every one of these people that I work with, because we are all involved and we all talk about what's happening, and then the administrator acts at it. So this is a simple example of how the city of Braidwood should operate. And it is a full team effort, including all the elected officials, appointed officials, and city employees. We are Braidwood first. Thank you, Mayor.
I would like to make just a couple comments on that. I would like to thank Commissioner Whiting for providing his knowledge and information to the residents of Braidwood. I'd also like to thank all the hard work for all of the employees, as I mentioned earlier. We need to appreciate the people that work for us and work hard. This is true in any organization, and it's true in any government. So I really appreciate all the hard work they have been doing. I know that the city administrators are looking forward to the increase of water facilities. This is what needs to be done. We are doing the job that needs to be done. So I'd like to, again, thank you, Commissioner Whiting, and I would also like to say thank you to Commissioner Walsh, not only for his excellent work overseeing the streets department, but also helping the community to have more public access to our community government than any of the towns around us. The town halls, with open questions and answers, along with getting great guest speakers, has been a great service to our community, and we should all recognize that great service. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, gentlemen.
I got one more thing to add to it, and it has to do with our administrator, Mr. Thierry. What a lot of people probably don't realize, we've talked about this before, he is paid to be a city administrator. He's done a really good job for us, but he also doubles as the plant superintendent. So his day starts at the plant, going over what's needed every day with the guys. And then he comes to City Hall and he plays administrator. Then he's running over there to help the guys play superintendent. This man hustles, and he's done a wonderful job working with this council and our mayor. And I meant to bring that up as I read my letter. Everybody here puts a lot of effort into what is happening in this city for the best interest of the residents. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. All right,
That's all I have, Mayor.
planning and zoning. George?
Here, Mayor,
Public health.
we need to.
Still
We need-
Administrator
I
Ron.
see, you
Yeah.
talked and I thought you.
Sorry. I didn't talk enough yet.
Yeah,
I talked
figured
more
that.
than you did this time.
Public health and safety, yeah, you did.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, I do have a few things. First of all, I'm going to be making a motion for an ordinance to purchase a, what do you call those guys?
Drones.
Drone, thank you. I always forget that. They got a big expanded name here, but yes. So the police department has done a very good job, and I've oversaw it to make sure that they are getting the equipment they need to provide the best police service they can to the community, and to make sure that the officers are as safe as they can. Now, there was just an incident not recently where there was a big car chase on I-55 there, and the car got off at Reed Road and then got back on. But it was a whole string of cars following this individual who was traveling at 110 miles an hour in a stolen vehicle. Now, we need facilities for both tracking and capturing criminals, as well as other things, such as looking for lost kids and other things. So this drone device is something that was researched and found to be a very good function and capability for our police department. So I fully support the purchase of this drone. In addition, this drone is going to be paid for by the fund that they call
Forfeiture.
Forfeiture fund,
forfeiture.
asset forfeiture.
Asset forfeiture, thank you. I forget my words sometimes. But the asset forfeiture fund is specifically funds that are accumulated in a police department for their efforts and their involvement in usually drug-related, but any kind of police action that ends up with forfeiture of funds. So this fund has been sitting there, and it's been not used prior to our current police chief very effectively, but it has now, in the last year, been used very effectively to enhance our police force supplies. So this has no expenditure for the city, but it is a very good activity by our police chief and fully supported by me. So I am going to make the motion for ordinance -25-10. The ordinance is authorizing the city to purchase and enter into any necessary agreements for the purchase of an Auto Evo Max 4N Urban Scout bundle from the DSLR Pros. In other words, a drone. Thank you.
I second.
Commissioner Early,
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Rozak,
Yes.
Mayor Hart,
Yes.
motion carries.
Okay, next item is the Braidwood Police Department press release. The total number, this is for the period of February 25th to March 10th, 2025. The total number of calls for service was 265. Case reports was 24. Total subjects arrested were 10. Total arrest charges were 18. Total number of traffic stops was 85. Citations was 39. And I just want to mention on this 39 citations, that's a 50% higher than the last two double week periods. So for the last month and last two reports, it's been around 25. This one was up at 39. The written warnings were also 39, and semi-truck violations were 2, and the total number of P tickets were 3. Next, I'd like to report on the ESDA, or the Emergency Service Disaster Agency activity for the month of February. For the month of February, there was a total of 26.5 hours, and the main hours were spent on 9 hours on the Braidwood Fire Department assistance, 5 man-hours on the Police Department assistance, and 11 man-hours on administrative duties. So that's 26.5 hours total for the month. For the year, this is fiscal year, there's 654 man-hours provided by our ESDA group, which is a volunteer group helping at different events and different activities. Some of the particular activities they helped with in the last month was multiple Run for Hero escorts. Then also a traffic control assistance for the Top Fuel Salon Motorcycle Run fundraiser event. Saloon, did I say that? Sorry. Saloon. I don't go to saloons, so sorry. Also, they assisted the Braidwood Fire Department on 900 block of North Center Street for power lines that were down on the roadway. And they assisted Braidwood Fire Department for a structure fire in Essex. Other activities included, they conducted a review training of the Dresden Nuclear Power Station Procedures and Emergency Options Center expectations for the upcoming exercise in April, which I mentioned last meeting that there will be an exercise in April for the Dresden Power Plant. They also coordinated with the Braidwood Fire Department on the creation of an incident action plan for the annual Polar Plunge event, which one of our commissioners attended. Okay, that's it for ESDA.
Yeah, but you wouldn't get in.
Okay, just some additional comments I have. The potential of us getting a data center. Things are far along. It's looking very, very good. They're going to donate land. It's going to be really good too. But this is a huge, huge win for Braidwood. It's gonna have a large amount of high-paying jobs. It's gonna have more land being annexed into Braidwood. They are donating a section of land that we have tentatively are earmarking for a water facility, which is what we need. It's got a substantial increase in revenue. It's gonna be a substantial increase in our revenue to the city, and more people are wanting to move to Braidwood because of jobs here, and if they're working here, they would like to live here. So that will help our city as well. And I think that's it, Mayor.
Thank you very much. All right, now George, planning and zoning, I think George has some information for us.
We got two items, today. One is, Javera Commons. This is the property on the southeast corner of, Hickory and Main Street. We looked at it, this board looked at it 3 times last year. It was first when Nick Belanda purchased it, and then the far northern section was purchased and rezoned for 7 lots. Then in December, lot number 7 was rezoned to RMF, so you would have a duplex on that lot only. What we're looking at today is a final plat amendment to be sent to the Will County Mapping and Planning Department to be officially changed in their record books. All members of the commission felt this proposal met the needs of the city of Braidwood plan and policies. There'll be 7 new homes there. Our recommendation is to approve this final plat amendment to be sent into Will County.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Commissioner Erling,
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilczek,
Yes.
Mayor Hart,
Yes.
motion carries.
The second item we got here is 533 East Cody Lane. The owner, Jake Sheridan, requested 2 variances for a large building in the back of his lot. All the jurisdictional requirements for a hearing were met. It was posted, all the neighbors were notified of the hearing. The 2 variances are for a metal siding on a building and an 18-foot height. There were no public comments against either one of these variances. There'll be no adverse effects on any adjacent properties. The commission recommends a motion to approve ordinance 25-11, granting variances for 533 Cody Lane, PIN number 0224093010180000.
George, I have a question on that. It looks like there was a split vote on that a little bit. Can you mention anything about that?
Did what?
Was there a split vote on that? Some
Yes.
no's? Could you mention what the people thought, why they would vote no?
The metal siding.
Some of the commissioners felt, well, we have an ordinance that says this, and it should stay that. But since there was no ill effects to the area, the other commissioners voted to allow it.
Okay, good. I agree with the
What did
position.
you say the,
It's poles in the inside too.
okay.
Metal steel, sorry.
What's the difference between metal siding and a metal building?
The metal building has steel interior structure.
This does.
2 by,
Instead of 2 by 4s.
It's gonna have a.
Pole barn is lumber. A steel building with steel outside is a steel building. So the trusses, the framework would be all steel on an all steel building. On this type of structure, this lumber inside would outside
No,
steel.
it's got steel on it.
It's all
Inside.
steel.
Does, it is
Yeah,
all
it's
steel.
steel.
It's all steel building, you said.
Okay,
they're becoming more popular because of the price of lumber.
yeah.
So
And in fact, they make a superior building versus a pole barn. With all
and
steel.
we may see more of this. I mean, it wasn't the original ordinance along Main Street that
No,
we
it was
don't,
the
we-
whole town.
The
the whole
whole town.
town.
Yeah.
The whole town.
It says the whole town, but we wanted it to be on Main Street.
Not
We,
that I
we,
know
we
of.
didn't want that, metal buildings on Main Street. Maybe it should
Correct,
be
it was,
amended.
it was that we didn't want it on Main Street.
Right, metal buildings, more metal buildings. So the whole, it just included the whole town. That's why we
And
needed
that's
this.
what they wanted, that's what they said, no metal buildings in town. It was not just Main Street.
Well, I thought it was just
The ordinance was
specific
written
to
for the
Main
whole
Street.
town.
And this is not the first metal structure that.
And
has
George,
come
that sits
before
back in
the
his
planning
lot,
and
all the way to
zoning
back of his lot.
All the way back, actually, I don't know if you're familiar with the street is, his neighbors will not even see it.
Okay,
The only people that will see it, they're driving through the recreation club. Cody Lane is the street that, this council, released that street to the owner.
Right.
Less than a month ago. So it'll be off the, city's, liabilities, and the owner will be paying taxes on that piece also, and taking care of it, plowing it and fixing it.
it won't be the city's
Right,
responsibility at all.
won't be the city's liability or responsibility.
I'd like to request a motion to approve ordinance 2511, granting variances for 533 East Cody Lane, Braidwood, Illinois. PIN number 02-24-09-018-00000.
I'll second that motion.
Commissioner Early,
No,
Commissioner Weeding,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilczek,
Yes.
Mayor Hart,
Yes,
motion carries.
All right, our next, meeting is, March 17th. Zoning meeting.
Thank you,
at
George.
7:00, correct.
Thank you.
All right, do we have any old business?
Yes, Mayor, I have some. First of all, I'd like to say that at the last meeting, Ms. Amanda Beasley spoke at the last meeting requesting a meet with the mayor regarding a police matter. As a follow-up, after that meeting, myself, the mayor, and the police chief all spoke with her and invited her to set up a meeting where we would all attend. I since also have spoken to her and gave her all the additional information and how to set up a meeting, and so now it's in her court whether she is going to set up a meeting or not. Next, I would like to make a statement that there was a statement made at the last meeting by a Mr. Colger's nephew at the last meeting regarding the city administrator, and there has been no provided information or anything indicating the allocation was valid. So that's where that stands. Thank you.
Any other old business? New business?
Yes.
Attaboy.
Okay, I forgot to mention that our crew was along Novi Road, along Shadow Lakes, cleaning up some garbage in the last few days. And they'll be out more and more, so please be careful if you see our crews. Sometimes they're walking in between vehicles, so just slow down when you see them on the shoulders. And Scott, our foreman, provides me with a list of things. I don't go through this list every 2 weeks because most of it is general maintenance around the yard and things they do routinely. They work on a lot of our vehicles there. Our guys do a lot of the general maintenance, big things. We send it off to the mechanics to work on. But with the newer vehicles, one of the big things when I came in 2 years ago were these vehicles are getting old. We need to replace some vehicles. So over the last 2 years, we've done that. And they're like Warren was saying, we're not going to have these little sending a vehicle in 4 times to the Ford dealership for work on it. So we're upgrading our fleet, and that's a good thing. So I'd like to thank Tony for that, Scott, and the rest of the guys at the Public Works.
Well within budget as well.
Yes. That's all I have, Mayor.
I have more new business. Sorry. Last item I'd like to say is, we have an election coming up on April 1st. So this week is very important for helping people. And I mentioned last time about there being a Meet the Candidates session. So this week, on Thursday at 6:30 PM at the pub. 5:30, I'm sorry, thank you for that correction. 5:30 PM at the public library, there will be a meet and greet. On Saturday at 12:30 PM at the Ignite Church, there will be a Meet the Candidates session for all of Braidwood residents. So we mentioned this last time. This is your best opportunity to really get to know what's going on. You can ask any questions to all the candidates and get all the answers you might be looking for. So I recommend that as many people as possible come to both of these events that you choose to make. But Meet the Candidates is especially one that where you get a whole lot of knowledge out for the way that things are conducted for that. So that's my comment. Thank you.
Can I add a comment to Mayor? Sure. We held a Meet the Candidates at Shadow Lakes this past Sunday.
Yep.
I want to commend everybody that was on the panel, all of the candidates. They were personable, they were straightforward in their answers, they took every question, and it was a great deal of good information on who they were, what they wanted to do, what they intended to do for the city. So as follow-up, if you can, get to these other Meet the Candidates sessions later on this week.
Yes, and I would like to thank Wayne for his conducting of that Meet the Candidates at Shadow Lakes on Sunday. And I agree that everybody, I thought, did a really nice service for the community. So thank you all, and please, again, encourage you to come out on Saturday and Thursday if you like, because it's a little different format for that, though.
Okay, I have one last thing. Sit.
I have to move.
I know. I just wanted to remind you, we are having a blood drive, the 26th of this month. We had a blood drive about 6 weeks ago here, our first blood drive, and we had a wonderful turnout. I was tickled, that's one of the things that I do, and I was tickled to death with it. We ran into a little conflict at having the blood drive here because it's early voting and they have it in here. So what I want to make clear is we have a change of venue. It will be at the fire station in their classroom. So it's same time from 2 to 6, but at the fire station. So just tootle on down to the fire station and they will have it all set up down there. And I hope we have as good a turnout as possible. We do have a council meeting prior to that, 1 day prior. We'll say it again, but I want to let you know that we are changing it from City Hall to the fire station.
There's
Okay.
one more piece of information about that blood drive, which I meant to mention also. Every donor will receive a raffle entry for a chance to win a trip to Hawaii.
Woo-hoo.
So take your, if you've got blood to give, go give your blood, and who knows, you may be in Hawaii.
Hawaii is good for your back.
My blood's not good for anybody else.
All right, if there is no other new business, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I will make that motion.
The next meeting is Tuesday, March 25th. I said that already, but I say it again. So you made a
Now you
motion
can make your
to,
motion.
I would make a motion to end this meeting.
I'll second that motion.
Commissioner Erling,
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding,
Yes.
Commissioner Wolf,
Yes.
Commissioner Rozak,
Yes.
Mayor Hart,
yes,
we have adjourned.
Thank you all for coming.
thank y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mayor. Very supportive.
No problem.